Hello, welcome everybody to a Saturday stream. Gonna be doing some gold analysis today, getting prepared for the week. We had a rough end of the week last week. Good start, rough end. Ended up being a little bit choppy, but fuck, it is what it is, right? Live and learn. As you can see, now on the top right over here, let me turn down the music a little bit more. There we go. So the top right over here, you can see I cut down my list to purely gold. And then when I go to the green list, it's Euro USD. But honestly, watch list has all three. So we'll keep it like this. And let's get started on the analysis. So we're going to go to the quarterly time frame. It's this huge grab up and then sell off. We see this nice little move down for the quarterly. I do feel like we might get a little pull back in October, and then depending on what happens during the elections, we might get a little move up. Oh, throwbacks, what's up, man? Missed you on the live stream. Yeah, I'm on the streams. I've been streaming every day since Monday. To be honest, I'm back on it. Took a little break. Now I'm back. I think channel will be back soon too. Just gonna do a quick gold analysis here and continue from that. But yeah, we can see the quarterly kind of indecision. I do feel like we're gonna head down a little bit because if you look at the monthly, had this doji little sell-off. With that sell-off, usually you get some sort of retracement. But I do use the fibs. I just want to check something. Fib to fib. You could see 1800 break. And why I'm saying that is because of this. You had this sell-off, little retest here. Depending how this next week opens, will be a big indicator. And one of the reasons I say that is because, actually, let me add a dollar index here. So one of the reasons I say that is because you had this break of the big wedge we had, and now you have this little move up on the weekly, followed by a sell-off last week. And now if you go to the daily, you can see that same formation. Sell, little move up, sell off here, tapped into this liquidity area. So what I'm anticipating is for it to continue down, potentially test these lows again down here. So we'll have to wait and see. And you can see the 4-hourly sold off as well. Yeah, you can see that's going down quite a bit. But what are we going to do when we plan it? I think it really depends on the US dollar, and or you have to get your mental back in order. Yeah, same throwbacks. That's the toughest thing with trading, right? Getting the mental aspect back in order. But okay, let's go to the US dollar real quick on why I feel like gold's going to go down. If you go to the monthly, you get September, bull month up, and then October has been kind of consolidating, but now you see the same thing. Bull run, retracement, retest. This should continue pushing higher to like 94.50s, 60s, and then continue up from there. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And you can see the same thing on the daily. It's tapped into this liquidity area. If it starts breaking these lows, let me mark it right here actually. So if it starts breaking these lows around 1890, you see a bearish move down, and then I'm going to leave this liquidity area here because if you start seeing a move up, then you're going to see a bullish move higher. Depending what the 4-hour does too, you can see this whole zone at like 1890 has been a pretty big liquidity area. So if it does start breaking below here, we could easily see a retest down here, and we're looking at a head and shoulders too. Little uptrend line right here. So once all this gets broken, we're going to see nice selling pressure. But of course, I feel like the week's going to open up higher and then should push down Monday, Tuesday, because the US dollar is gaining strength as well. I'm going to delete that for now, and I'll have all those explanations in a bit. Okay, so now let's go to the hour chart. Hourly, you can see the same thing. It slowed down. It failed to break above here. I had longs here. I thought it was going to break above, go retest the highs, just how the daily was forming. but the choppiness pushed it down. With this, you can easily see this formation happening and a potential sell-off coming. And I feel like when the sell comes, it'll be pretty clean to break levels. Once you break 1890, it's a good 300 pip move downwards, and then potentially further down if it starts breaking 1850. You got it to like 1820 area, but we'll get those levels in later. I don't know if it'll go down that far, but first things first, if it breaks over here, and then during the live streams, we'll look at the lower areas. Try to keep my charts clean too. As you can see, there's not a lot of drawings on it anymore, not a lot of levels. Just trying to get those levels as we do the analysis. This first one being 1890, and then the second one's up here. And now we're gonna do shorter term levels too. If we could find any, let me go to the daily. Yeah, daily's still 1910 area. There's no real daily one. A daily one here is around 1890. Let me check out the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour, it's still the 1890, 95 area, but once it starts breaking 1890, you can see a nice little push down. But let's get back into it. So what I'm anticipating is both sides of the move. So first one, considering this candlestick really didn't break this low over here, also really didn't break the high over here. I feel like there's a lot of indecision. If it does start breaking this high, for example, that's going to be easy buys to probably 1850 on the weekly. I'm going to get that level drawn in over here. So that's one thing for the short-term buys, get up to the 1850 level. That's if it starts breaking, or a 1950 level, that's if it starts breaking the 1930 area. It's going to be pretty clean and easy buys after that. This whole zone I've drawn here, I've had it drawn for a while just because it's a huge liquidity area. We can see in August, September, it's been tapping into there. Now even in October, that area has been tapped into. This move up 2 weeks ago, I feel like it was just grabbing liquidity to push down lower. You have this big bearish move, little retest, and in theory, once this starts breaking the lows of 1882, it should push lower. So that'll be pretty clean sells once it breaks 1882, and I even say like 1890 when it starts breaking the 1890 level right here. Pretty clean sells. And even this level, 1895. It's kind of a choppy level on the hourly, but on the 4 hourly, we can see 1895 is that other level as well. You might be finding some area of contention right here. But once again, I do feel like you're going to break down here, head lower down to the 1860s, 1850s level, and then potential break lower just because the US dollar is kind of bullish as well. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Let's look at the news coming up for the week. News, you have Fed Chair Powell speaking on Monday, and that's about it. Nothing else after that. CB, unemployment claims, CB leading index, but really it's a flash manufacturing PMI. News isn't as heavy as last week. Last week, if you looked at the analysis, there was quite a bit of news at 6:30 every morning. That probably contributed to the choppiness, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to base these trades right now off the hourly, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So we're going to base it off the hourly. We're going to have the hour chart there. And we're going to have our little... Let me think how I'm going to do it. I want the news here. I'm going to have the sells over here. I'm going to have the buys right here. And then one more buy over here. My little tangent there. And then I think another sell down here. Okay. Start off with the news. Throwbacks, no, I didn't. Thursday, Friday killed me. It was really choppy. Tuesday, Wednesday killed it. Yeah, I think the choppiness on Thursday and Friday really killed it. But I mean, there was moves. Don't get me wrong. Like Thursday, you had this up move, and then Friday, you had this down move. It's just the impatience and the kind of mental aspect that really fucked up the trading over there in that sense. So let me get the news down first. 6:00 a.m. Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Shit happens, right? What can you do? How's your trading last week? Yeah, it makes sense. Take a break off, recover. I saw Bitcoin was up though. You still have your Bitcoin position from what we talked about a few weeks ago? 20 seconds. Seems like too much manipulation. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of manipulation going on. Well, it's central banks leading gold and the currency market, right? They have a lot of influence on what they do, whether they're selling, getting some cash reserves, even investing into it after the price is lower. So there's a bunch of manipulation in it. Oh, you missed Bitcoin? I remember we talked about it a few weeks ago. Remember how that 10,500 level would have been nice to enter? Just kind of hold it, have your stops in. But it happens, man. I miss out on trades all the time, too. But it ain't about that. It's always looking and how you can make a good trade on the next trade, preparing and going from there. There we go. So that's in news for next week. Here, I'm going to have my little spiel on what I think is going to happen. Is there another place I could do it? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put it down here. There's always going to be, there's more every day. Let's be honest. The markets ain't going anywhere. The only thing that could go somewhere is our capital, whether it's up or down. Win some, lose some, right? So. There we go. So for next week, it's a bullish US dollar with extremely bullish market structure for the US dollar, which indicates selling pressure for anything against the US dollar. With bearish structure forming on gold, sales will be a main idea for the week, with potential for buys if market fear, uncertainty, and overall panic floods the market. In summary, with a strong US dollar and weak let's go bearish. I don't want to go bearish. Market structure for gold, sales will be look for I'll just say sales will be the main idea. There we go. Let's put it like that. Can I expand it a little bit? There we go. So that's my little spiel. Gonna be looking for sales for that week. For next week. It's kind of bearish structure. If you follow the analysis downwards from monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, you can see the weekly is bearish. And if it starts breaking these lows on weekly, it's gonna head lower. Obviously, this 1882 is the first wick. Then the second wick of 2 weeks ago is around 1872. With strong US dollar, strong data, you could easily see that start pushing lower. Okay, so these ones are gonna be safest buys. Will be above 1930s combined with uncertainty, fear, and panic in markets. There we go. This is a huge liquidity zone dating back to August. Price has tapped in here, but has a lot of traffic. Potential buys if Friday/Thursday. There we go. So that's potential buys. If it breaks above here, you get to the 1920s. It's still a nice 80, 50 pip move. So that's still a pretty good move. What I'm anticipating is a start of the week higher wick formation where price goes higher, start the week, grabs liquidity, then sells off, have a few levels to break, continuation of sells, and potential shorts intraday. Done. So I'm anticipating start of the week higher wick formation, kind of push up to like 1905, maybe even like 1910 area, and then push down lower, have one more test here, and push down lower. We have a few levels to break. So I'm going to actually put that there. Safest sells will be once gold starts breaking levels combined with buying pressure for the US dollar. Once supports start broken on high volume, sales will be the play. Levels to look for will be 1895, 1890, and 1882 to break. There we go. All those levels are listed. This is going to be 1895. This is 1890 right here. And then 1882 is the wick low. Once that breaks, you have an easy sell down to these levels. Maybe I'll write it down here. This week's low. There we go. And now sells can continue to 1872, the low from 2 weeks ago. And if it breaks with strong buying for the US dollar, then we can see further sells continue to 1860/50 area. There we go. So that's basically it for the gold analysis. Oh, I did not want to do that. And delete that. So that's it for the gold analysis. Pretty simple, to be honest. No trend lines, no nothing. Just gonna look for levels to break, kind of areas where price can grab liquidity in order for it to push downwards. I am anticipating sells, to be honest. I do feel like you're gonna get a sell down to 1872 this week. If the lows start being broken, like 1882, and then if 1872 is broken, then yeah, you got 1860 as a level. So with that, I think I'm going to be done the gold analysis. Thanks for tuning in, Throwbacks. Do you have any questions before I end it? I'll be on for simulations tomorrow morning. So see how that goes. But do you have any questions before I end the stream? If you're still here. Save that picture. I'll post it on the blog. I'll have a link to the video. Same thing as last week, right? But other than that, thanks for tuning in. Hope the gold analysis helps everybody prepare for next week. You'll hop on tomorrow. Sounds good. I think I'll be on around like 10 a.m. Mountain Time for a simulation, a quick simulation session. Just gotta wait till payday. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll be on for simulations. You can see me simulate some days on gold. My main focus is gonna be gold for the week. I do feel like it has the potential to honestly like moves every day. Ted's been trading it for years. Clean moves that happen quite often. And yeah, actually, even with the euro, you could probably see sells down to like 116.20, but obviously we'll get there. You're wrapping up your journey again. Yeah, fair enough. Same here, man. I think it's always a journey to succeed. But that's the thing with GIF. We want everyone to succeed, trying to help build a community where we can all prosper and actually get some solid trading done. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, Throwbacks. We'll see you tomorrow for the simulation stream. Have a good one, man.